this garden began when we first moved here as nothing but mulch. It was a section of mulch out here, but it was full of weeds. So I had to de-weed the whole thing and then realized I ought to make this into a garden. So for years I planted sunflowers, cosmos, marigolds, zinnias, even some vegetables out here. But as time went on, the mulch is kind of gone, and I have to truck water out here and everything. So I'm going to train it over mainly to a perennial garden. But I'm still going to keep my big corner square of marigolds because I keep that seed from year to year. So that's what we're going to work on today. Okay, if you notice out here, I'm using this plastic container. Where'd I get it? When I bought a cake one time, I always make my cakes, but one time I bought a cake and this was the lid. This is great for collecting massive amounts of seed, especially when you're out there and you're going from the plant to this. I know where this is at. I can just like toss it in there. And years past, I've had this almost completely full. Now last year I had that surgery, so I didn't get to do much out there, but I had some leftover. And this also helps to keep it dry. You can go out after supper, pick some, and that part dries, you know, here and there, and you're ready to go. Normally I'll sit and shell these out, watch some TV and shell these out, but you can keep it in the seed, the pod too. Or you can have it in stand-up envelopes. Just be careful never to have it in anything enclosed because you might get mold over the winter, so it needs air. And from year to year, save your seeds because I bet one of these is what you would find in one packet of seeds at the store. One! And what do you pay, $1, $2, maybe almost $3? So this is like gold. So from year to year, save your marigold seeds and you'll never have to buy any marigold plants. All right, so what I'm going to do is, here's a nice big volunteer marigold. And there's one, there's one. I'm just going to pull weeds as I go, because this is a different year. This was underwater. That's the rainiest May on record. And I'm going to take my trowel, watch what I'm doing, line them up, and I like to do rows. They'll all fill in as a big bed. But if you do rows, you can also still come back in and de-weed later. I've done the thing where you get a big thing and scatter them. What happens there is you've got them growing up everywhere, but you can't get in with the weeds. So if you do rows, just make a quick furrow and watch where you have some, line it up with one. This is quick gardening, folks. And we all have busy schedules, so you kind of have to roll with it. So I'm going to take some of my seed, which I usually already have some, out of the pod. I'm just going to come in here, grab a bunch from that, and I'm just going to sprinkle it down the way. And it's best to do it when the wind hasn't kicked up yet. I'm going to lay those down thick and hope our resident mole doesn't come along and undo all this, which happened the last few years. I'm going to lay this kind of thick. Then I'm going to take some of my dirt that I saved from the pots. Make sure I'm not smashing a volunteer. And before I put the dirt on, I'm going to take some of my Miracle-Gro solution I made up at the house and set those. Just bring that nice dousing of that down. Bam, that's done. Take a handful of dirt. Good Miracle-Gro moisture control. And just have a handful, and you're just letting some come out of your hand as you go down the row. Maybe one more. Pat, 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 pat. Look and see if you see any. Sprinkle some more. You're done. Sometimes I even take some of the drier dirt and I kind of go like that and smash it as I go. Why? It helps set that other dirt. The other day we had a really hard downpour where I did some up by the house and the seed just kind of floated into different positions up there. Okay, then you got that. You want to pat it down a little bit. You're done with that row. So I'm going to watch where I'm stepping because I've got volunteers. This up, it's a long pile. Kind of make a pile. Now, I would say about 5 inches apart. I want these to fill into a humongous square on the corner here. And even though I'm going to go to perennials, this is kind of like I'm farming for more seeds next year. The previous homeowner had some up there, and I have a big one around the flagpole area. And the maples are growing, and they're not as good as the marigold bed, so I always start this back here. Just kind of make it grow. Grab some of your seed. And when you collect year after year, you'll have this many seeds. And you're just going to go down the row like that, pull the weeds as you go. As we all know, there will always be weeds, right? So I sometimes don't sit out here and rototill, because to me, especially if the weeds have seeded out, you're just planting weeds. So, okay, so I put that down. I'm going to set them. This is when you don't want to have wind. So I'm coming out in the morning to get some of this done, because wind might blow your seeds away. Set it with some of your Miracle-Gro solution. Grab some dirt, and I'm using my thumb, and I'm just kind of letting it come out. You don't want to have it too buried. You don't want to have that marigold seed work too hard to come up, right? If you got clods, smush them out or just get rid of it. Then you want to pat it down. And if you still see some, give it one more light dispensing of dirt. I said gardening isn't exercising. All right. Okay, so then I might take a little bit of some of the other dirt from the thing to help kind of set it. We happen to start getting another storm today. They've been popping up every day. You don't want your seed floating away. Sometimes this other dirt, it still has a little bit of mulch in it. Okay, pat, 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 and check. Check to see if you see anything. And I don't. Okay. And I'm going to do this